start of the trading day. It's the biggie day in Kenya for the general elections. At least four main contenders are in the race, and elections and voting is currently on the way. We'll mix the economy, business, politics, and markets together when we get to the outcome of the voting today. Kenya goes to the poll. Is the end of Uhuru Kenyatta's administration. So keep that in mind today. The markets are closed in Nairobi. The stock market was very bullish on Monday, the final trading day before the elections today. So keep that in mind. The Nigerian stock market down by 0.5%. The shares of MTN bucked yesterday by roughly 5%. The BRVM climbed by 43 basis points, still below the 210 on the composite. The Egyptian market down by 0.75% on Monday. Nairobi, as I said earlier, was better, but 143.05. And then the GSE rallied very strongly than the peers that we track on a daily basis, 1.07%. Now we have the GSE at a new psychological reading on the All-Share Index, 70,266. That came through on Monday. So let's move straight to the East African market. And of course, I just talked about today's election, general elections in Kenya, the whole news around the state of the economy, the size of the debt that President Kenyatta is leaving behind, the state of life and living for ordinary Kenyans. All of that are coming into focus today as you see major contenders looking to become the country's next president. In South Sudan, Salva Kiir has fired the Minister of Finance and the central bank governor. That's just to be the Sahel north of Kenya. And Kenya is asking China to spare 7% tax that Beijing is looking to impose on Kenya's exports of avocado to China, and that's in the news. Ethiopia inflation slowed slightly to about 33.5% in the month of July, while the Italian energy giant Eni says it's bought a floating liquefaction facility in DR Congo. So we're looking to Nigeria. It's still not clear where we are going right now as far as the Seplat $1.23 billion deal with Mobil producing Unlimited Nigeria is concerned. Yesterday, Seplat, which is listed on the Lagos and London stock exchanges, announced that President Buhari has given his go-ahead. Overnight, we got news that that deal has now been cancelled because the industry regulator, which is the upstream regulatory agency, says NNPC had an interest in this particular deal. So we're not sure where we are right now, how this will go through, whether President Buhari and the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timothy Silva, will stand by the document President Buhari signed on Monday, or there'll be a change and everyone will go back to the drawing board. That is one big news in the Nigeria's oil industry. One step forward, one step backward. What does this mean for Nigeria's investment in oil and gas? The analysts are concerned that big names such as Mobil, which is in the joint venture agreement with NNPC, is pulling out of Nigeria. Shell Petroleum had also been looking to sell a number of assets in Nigeria's onshore due to insecurity, rapid oil theft, among other crises. Nigeria is getting about $134 million from the AFDB to support wheat production for Africa's most populous country. And Mali is looking for about 270 billion CFA francs within the UEMOA region to repay some of its debt after ECOWAS about a month ago lifted sanctions on the military junta in Bamako, lifting those economic sanctions and releasing financial sanctions within the financial system in French-speaking West Africa as well. And Cameroon says a petrol subsidy is about $1.2 billion trying to contain the rising energy prices. And the Ghana Stock Exchange and the Ghana's Investment Promotion Commission, the GIPC, are working together to increase the level of investors in the country's stock market. So let's see what is making headlines this Tuesday in Southern Africa. And of course, we have a couple of earnings coming through. But let's start with some economic news where Zimbabwe's dollar is drying up in time because demand is high. Inflation at 259% last month. That is in the news. In the meantime, Zambia seeks official debt rework meeting to take place in the next couple of months. It was initially scheduled for July, August. Now it's been moved forward because China and a few other big creditors are yet to agree on other details relating to Zambia's debt that was left behind by the former president. Malawi says oil exploration or oil construction is on the cards, is going to go ahead with that deal in the hydrocarbon industry. And the South African Stock Exchange, the JSE, has suspended trading in the shares of AfriStart because it failed to file financial statements as and when due. July the 31st was the deadline. AfriStart is complaining that they lost 1.5 billion rand, as it were, in MyBox, which is a micro lender to which it invested this money. AfriStart Investment Holdings is now looking on how to manage its books and moving forward with that loss coming through from MyBox. And Namibia's Petroleum Corporation says it holds 1.10% of Serica. That's in the news within the Southern African space. Take that all to the North African corridor, where Egypt says it's looking to expand the terminal that Russia is using to transport its oil, despite the sanctions from the Western world and United States. And the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Corporation, or the PIC, says he has hired EFG Hermes Investments for the acquisition that the Saudi Arabia PIC is making of the United Bank, which is owned by the Central Bank of Egypt. Meantime, Egypt is reporting tourism numbers, revenue touching about $8.2 billion in 9 months to the end of June, while Morocco's dirham, the currency, has gained against the US dollar, 10.34. That was the news coming through on Monday as the exchange rate against the US dollar. And finally, Algeria says investments is in doubt because of recession fears, which is driving down oil prices. Those are some of the big headlines we're tracking for you this time across the African continent. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you next time. And of course, keeping an eye on Election Day in Kenya. You can watch this show all over again on YouTube, as well as on our social media, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. You can subscribe on YouTube. It's free. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.